Tennessee, 19th century, a land covered in mist. The air smells of wood, soil, and sweat. Farm after farm, and between them endless fields, forests, and old roads that remember more than they should. In this remote corner of America stood the homestead of John Bell, a simple house with a shingled roof, surrounded by fields, far from neighbors. Silence here wasn't peaceful. It was the kind of silence that suffocates, that waits. John Bell was a respected man, a farmer who worked from dawn till dusk, a firm hand, strong faith. He always said that only work and God keep the world together. His wife Lucy was quiet, gentle, and loved her children more than anything. And then there was their daughter, Betsy, a young girl with eyes full of dreams and fears she couldn't explain. She was sensitive in a way others weren't, as if she could feel things no one else noticed. The house she grew up in was her home and her prison. The year was 1817. The summer was hot, the fields dry, and work never-ending. But one evening, as the sun set and the shadows grew long, something strange happened. John Bell was walking through the fields when he saw something between the trees. An animal. Not a normal one. It had the body of a dog and the head of a person. It stood at the edge of the woods, stared directly at him, and vanished. No tracks, no sound, just that stare. He told no one, not yet. But he wasn't the only one who began sensing something foreign. At first, it was just sounds. At night, when the house went quiet and the fire in the hearth faded, there came a soft tapping in the walls, gentle, steady, like someone drumming their fingers on the wood. Tick, tick, tick. The next night, the sound came again, from the other side of the house, then again, again. They thought it was animals, mice, squirrels in the attic, but they found nothing. No droppings, no nests, nothing. Then came the scratching. Quiet at first, but growing louder, as if something was trying to claw its way inside, not from outside, from within. The sounds crept into the beds. Betsy began waking up pale, trembling. "Someone spoke to me," she whispered. "I felt breath. It was right next to me." Her parents didn't believe her, but then they heard the whispers too. Words in the walls, beneath the floor, between them. One night, Lucy Bell heard crying in the kitchen. She assumed it was Betsy, but the girl wasn't there. The crying continued. Then it turned to laughter, high-pitched, childlike, not human. Things started to move. Chairs slid across the floor. Doors opened on their own. Candles extinguished. And then came the first attack. Betsy froze at the dinner table. When they rolled up her sleeve, her arm was covered in fresh, red scratches. Like from claws. 5 parallel lines. Bleeding. The nights turned into hell. The house breathed. Heavy footsteps in the hallway, a crushing weight on their chests, the sound of scratching like someone trying to escape a coffin. And in the middle of it all, a voice. "I am Kate, and I'm here for you." The voice mocked their thoughts, imitated the dead, sang songs only Betsy remembered, and it began attacking guests. One praying woman was slapped across the face. Another man woke up outside, confused, with a K carved into his stomach. Once, 5 neighbors came to the house. They wanted to confront the spirit. They sat around the table with John Bell. One man, a skeptic, said aloud, "If you're real, speak now. Prove you're not just a trick of the mind." Then came laughter, long, feminine, hissing, and the Bibles on the table flew open, all of them, to the same passage. Demonic possession. The air grew heavy. The lamp went out. In the darkness, the voice returned. "It's not your mind playing games, it's me, and the game has just begun." The skeptic fainted. One man ran into the doorframe and cracked his skull. None of them ever came back, and through all of it, John Bell began to weaken. His focus disappeared. Seizures, numbness. He whispered names no one recognized. He begged for forgiveness, and Kate reminded him every night, "I'm breaking you, John Bell." Slowly. One cold morning in December, the house was too quiet. Lucy woke up early. The air was wrong, heavy, stale. No fire in the hearth. Strange. John always rose first. She called out to him. Once, twice. Nothing. She walked into the bedroom and felt it immediately. The air was cold, damp, dead. Curtains still, but the walls felt alive, like something was crawling beneath the surface. John lay on a bed. He looked like he was sleeping, but his skin was pale with a bluish tint, his lips dark, eyes shut, twitching. Lucy touched him and knew. He was already gone, cold, motionless, and beneath his head, a bottle, small, glass, half-filled. The liquid inside was dark brown, almost black, thick, shiny, oily. She uncorked it and recoiled. It smelled of sulfur and bitter almonds. Her son grabbed the bottle, stepped outside, and gave a few drops to the family cat. The animal twitched, seized, and collapsed, dead in under a minute. In the silence that followed, a voice rose from the shadows, clear, cruel, female. "I gave it to him, and now he's mine." Everyone froze. Lucy cried. Betsy fled the room. The door slammed shut on his own. And then, nothing. But not peace. John Bell died on December 21st, 1820. At his funeral, the voice returned, singing, a child's song, mocking, and then silence, but not for long. "I'll be back," said Kate. "In 7 years." And she was. In 1827, she returned, whispered to John Bell Jr. about death, about the future, about darkness. And then, she vanished. Today, where the farm once stood, there is the Bell Witch Cave. Visitors say it watches, it whispers, it remembers your name. Something is there, and it is not asleep. To this day, no one truly knows what happened in the Bell home. Some say it was hysteria. Others blame poison, mold, or lies. But those who lived it, they knew the truth was worse. Something woke up, and it fed on suffering. Kate never appeared again in public, but locals swear they still hear her voice across the fields. Some campers who slept near the cave were found disoriented. One said something called him by name, but he was alone. And maybe that's what makes this witch so terrifying. She doesn't need blood or sacrifice. All she needs is your belief. All she needs is your fear. Because legends don't die. They wait. And somewhere deep in the cave, where no light dares go, there is silence. And that silence listens. Bell Witch, a name whispered by the woods, and one of the few names that, even after 2 centuries, still leaves only one certainty. You never want to be alone, in the dark, on her land.